Hello and welcome everybody to this year's Technology Ventures Conference, the 12th edition. First of all, I want to quickly apologize for the slightly delay in the start. We have a very nice and complex AV system, but sometimes there might be some small issues. So yearly Cleantech, the Cambridge University Technology and Enterprise Club, organizes this Technology Ventures Conference. We're a not-for-profit society, part of the Cambridge University, and we basically aim at fostering entrepreneurship in academics by inspiring, enriching people and to connect them as well and to support them in creating new technologies and new ventures. Every year we pick a topic for the TVC, the Technology Ventures Conference, and this year we decided to choose the topic of future resource abundance, because we think it's important to join our efforts to create technologies and businesses that solve some of the grand challenges surrounding sustainability and resources. And we're not the only people with that opinion. This year, the year 2015, has been deemed as the year of sustainability and global action, basically by the end of the Millennium Development Goals and the post-2015 Sustainability Development Agenda set forward by the UN. Then there was also the OECD Ministerial Council Summit, and there was also a very heavy focus on solving challenges surrounding water, food, and energy and sustainability. And they mentioned and they focused that there should be a very big role for entrepreneurs, technologists, and investors to solve these problems in a sustainable way. And then also recently, as you all know, there was the G7 summit in Germany, where there was again a big focus on trying to decarbonize our economy in the next century. So it's an important issue, and we believe that entrepreneurship and technology innovations have a very important role to play in this. They are basically drivers for the economy. They add value, they create jobs, but they're also able to revolutionize and disrupt certain industries, which is really necessary if we want to create change. And also, they're very good in solving grand challenges, and that's what it's all about, basically. So today, we have set forward a panel of keynotes for you, and also 4 sessions. There will be speakers on each session, and then there will be a discussion afterwards. And we've chosen 4 topics, basically, to cover all the resources we think are important to focus on. So first of all, we have energy and clean tech. And obviously, energy is the drive behind all our technology and what we do in an everyday life. The only problem nowadays is that a lot of the energy is very unsustainable, not clean, and we are deplenishing our natural resources. So we need to find a solution for this if we want to keep moving forward. And if you think about it, there's enough solar energy basically to power all the devices and everything we need to do on a daily basis. We're only not very good at harvesting the solar energy. So that's where innovation comes in. If you can find a piece of technology, next generation solar cells, for instance, we can harvest this solar energy in a better way. And then we need the entrepreneurs to implement the system so that it becomes economically viable to scale this up and to tap into this resource. The next panel is going to be about materials and manufacturing. Again, we're using a lot of materials because we do a lot of great things with our technologies. We have our cities and all of our equipment and devices. But for instance, iron prices are going up. Rare earth metals, they're becoming more and more scarce. So we have to find solutions to this as well. There's, for instance, solutions like nanotechnology and advanced materials, but also, for instance, 3D printing and additive manufacturing can prevent waste of resources. And then novel steps towards smart cities and architecture can also make the way that we use our resources and our materials better. Oh, I was talking about materials, whereas I should have talked about biotechnology. So basically, what I was mentioning was for this slide. So now let's get back to biotechnology and medtech. Why do we consider this as a resource as well? There is a lot of money and energy that goes into health and healthcare. And healthy people are happier, but they're also more productive. So this is also better for the economy. And healthcare is actually a very wasteful field, which needs a lot of improvement. If you, for instance, can go from therapeutic medicine to preventative medicine, we would save a lot of resources. So this is also a very big focus that we think is very important, which we're going to be discussing today. So yeah, this is what I was mentioning earlier, materials and manufacturing, so that's covered already. And then the last session, and maybe the most important session, is going to be food and water. Food and water are very key resources, and once there is enough food and water available, everybody's basic needs are met in essence. And again, the story of water is a little bit like the story of energy. There's a lot of water present on Earth, the salt water in the oceans. We cannot really use that because we need fresh water. So if you can develop technologies that can turn this salt water into fresh water, there's not so much of a problem anymore. But we need to find the next generation technologies that can solve this, and we need the entrepreneurs to implement these technologies. The same for food, basically. We've used most of the arable land up until now, so creating bigger areas for growing crops is not so much of an option. So we need to find technology solutions to also overcome this problem, whether or not it's urban farming, desert farming, or there are many other solutions that we hopefully will be talking about today. Finally, before we go to the opening keynote, I want to make a few comments about what's happening today. So the main event is going to be in this lecture theater, obviously, but we also have a couple of workshops set up for you. A lot of people registered for this in advance, which is great. There are still a few slots available, so if you want to register for these workshops, you can read about them in the booklets. But please go to the information point, and you can sign up for the workshops there, because once all the places are filled, we cannot allow you in the room anymore because of fire regulations. And then secondly, we have an extensive exhibition and workshop prepared for you as well. We have a startup competition. The I-teams from Cambridge are going to be presenting. We have a Sustainable Futures Challenge, so more teams presenting their concepts. And we have a 3D Printing Innovation Award as well. Outside at the information point, you can find some additional booklets with a map and some summaries about what all these teams are working on. So I would advise you that you have a small read through this extra booklet and that you interact with these people who are exhibiting in the exhibition area. Because when we get to the session about pitching and startup announcements in the afternoon around 4 p.m., you're going to be asked to vote for your favorite teams for these different challenges. So we have set up a polling system, and you can all contribute to that, of course. I'll discuss this a little bit more in detail once we get to that point. But basically, you can use your mobile device, you can go to a website, you can send a free text, or you can use Twitter to vote. So I would advise you to see whether or not you have good network coverage in this room. If this is not the case, we have Wi-Fi vouchers ready for you also at the information point. So be sure to grab one if you need one. And I will tell a little bit more on how the voting system works around that session. But for now, please try and identify your favorite team for all these different pillars. So the startup competition, the I-Teams showcase, the Sustainable Futures Challenge, and also the 3D Printing Award is going to be judged separately by a panel of judges, so no need to worry about that.